Hi everyone, I'm Lori,
And I'm Julian.
and we are J. Hi everyone, I'm Lori,
And I'm Julian.
and we are JLV Moments and More. And we have come back to talk to you about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We had the opportunity to attend the second one, so
Yes.
Tuesday night, and it was August 15th. And
It
so
was extremely hot.
yeah. At the end of the bottom line of the whole, and I'm sorry if we say it a million times, hopefully we won't. We can get it all out now. It was hot. We have been to Florida before in the summer. You grew up there.
I grew up there, and I don't remember it ever being that hot when I lived there.
Yeah, this was a whole nother level of hot that we have never experienced before. And the one thing about Orlando and about Disney especially is there's just a certain level of hot. You don't have the breezes coming from the ocean like if you're on the coast. It's a whole nother level, and we experienced some very, very high heat warning temperatures going on. And I know it wasn't just Florida. I know there's a whole southern part of the United States has been experiencing
Yeah,
it.
Texas
So,
is very not just
yeah.
as bad.
Georgia had warnings this past weekend also. So, okay, so let's get that out of the way. It was hot. Okay.
Okay.
That being said, we unfortunately did not experience a whole night of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. We'll be very transparent in that.
And it was due to the
It
heat.
was due to the heat. We had been to Disney for the past couple days. This was our last day, our last night. So there was just a whole load of exhaustion. But I think what we learned are maybe some things that you can learn as you go to experience Disney. Now, first of all, I hope that the heat
Yeah, hopefully the heat will die down by the time you guys go.
yeah, if you're going in September, if you're there this week or next week or sometime in August, good luck.
You might want to wait until it actually
Yeah.
starts to go.
Yeah, if you can wait till September, and even then, I don't know, man.
Late September.
This heat's not looking like it's breaking anytime soon. But yeah, okay, so beyond that, so let's talk about some things we learned this year. Now, again, this is our second time attending Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. We went twice last year. So we just are doing the one time this year. As of now, who knows what the world's going to bring in the next couple months. Wristbands were available starting at 4 p.m. and you could get them anywhere. You could get them at the door. You could, if you were already in the park, you could get them at, there's a spot in Tomorrowland. There was a spot over by Mickey's Philharmonic, which is
Fantasyland.
in Fantasyland, excuse me. And I know there was another place
Philharmagic.
Philharmagic. I said Philharmonic, didn't I? Philharmagic. Philharmagic. So there was a spot there. And then I do know there was a place in Adventureland. I'm not sure where. We didn't go that direction.
I think it was over by Pirates.
Was it by Pirates territory? So there's at least 3 additional spots if you're already in the park that you could go and get your wristbands starting at 4 o'clock. And so what we did notice too, or what I noticed, is that the wristbands from Friday night were black in color, and then Tuesday night they were orange in color. So it looks like they're trying to
keep
alternate
track.
colors to kind of keep track of, which makes sense. And they're a nice, beautiful ribbon. I will post a picture, and if you go onto any of the Facebook pages out there, you'll see their ribbon deal this year versus this plastic sticky mess. which was great for the heat. I couldn't even imagine with it being
Oh yeah.
95 with, feel of 115.
I actually had to take my Magic Band off because my wrist was sweating.
Yeah. We took the Magic Band off our daughter's wrist too because it was just too hot for any extra anything. So that was kind of nice. It was this nice little ribbon type band, and it stayed on. It was very easy to get on, and then you just scissor it off at the end of the night. So that's the only thing. When you're packing, make sure you pack a pair of scissors. You never know when you're going to need them.
Yes.
I know if you're flying, that's maybe not quite as easy to do.
Unless you check your bags.
Unless you check your bags. But if you're driving in, always have that utility kit. Have the pair of scissors or the toenail clippers are always good to use in that case too. But of course, you can always go to the front desk also, and they have a pair of scissors. So very easy wristband to get off. And I should have posted that picture by now, so I hope I did that. Let's see. What other things did you notice right when we first got there?
Lots of people.
Yes.
It wasn't like last year because of COVID, going on. There were a lot of people. I think they definitely opened up the tickets and the amount of people that they were allowing in for the events. So the rides were actually very easy to get on, but there was a good amount of people there.
Yeah, and I watched the Facebook conversations happen between Friday night and Tuesday night, and it's a very mixed bag of who was where and when and who had to wait. What I did notice, the common thread was Jack and Sally.
Oh yeah.
And
the
dwarves. Those wait times were
triple digits.
Crazy. But one thing I did notice common, again, this is only 2 parties so far, but if you went and saw the dwarves later at night, you got in pretty quickly. It seemed like Jack and Sally still had a really long wait time. But the dwarves, you seemed to get in pretty quickly. I did notice we walked by the 100 Acre Woods territory around 9 o'clock, and there was still a pretty lengthy line there. So it does seem to be that any character meet and greets, you're going to have wait times. You're going to be waiting. You are going to be eating into your ride time.
It all depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, and we talked about that before.
Just like in our other video, it just depends on what you are looking for. If you are a character person, wait in line, get your characters. If you are a ride person, take advantage of the shorter wait times and ride those rides. And
be careful of what characters too, because again, they're going to have those wait times. If you're going for Jack and Sally, if you're going for the 7 Dwarfs, you are going to be eating into a huge chunk of your time at the party to wait for those characters. Some of the other ones, it won't be quite as long, and so you can get more characters in that retrospect.
Yeah, we honestly, we wanted to see the parade, but by the time we were getting to that point, our daughter was getting couldn't take it anymore. And so just remember that if you're going to wait in those long lines for the characters, you're going to miss out on the parade and the fireworks and the show. So it just depends on what you really want to see.
So a pro tip that I saw a couple people do, and they would post it on the Facebook pages for approval. So if you want approval, ask us too. We'll always help you out with that. But I think it was a really great idea. Is it comes to that planning aspect of Disney. Mm-hmm. They planned what they would do from 4 to 6, 6 to 8, that kind of thing. Yep. So there was a plan, knowing that there might be some deviation from that.
Just so you know, we had a plan and it went out the window.
Yeah, the heat just killed our plan big time. But that's okay. Again, it is what it is. We lived and learned, and we still had fun. We still got to go trick or treating.
Yep,
we still got some candy.
Yep.
We rode. Oh my gosh, Teacups, Peter Pan, Small World. What else do we? Pirates.
We rode the carousel.
Haunted Mansion, Aladdin's
Carpet,
Dumbo. Yeah, so we still got a bunch of rides in, and actually a couple of them we did before even 6 o'clock, which was kind of nice. So
Yes, it actually was.
yeah. So it just
Because starting around that 5 o'clock range, they start mentioning to the cast members, start letting people know, hey, 6 o'clock, we're closing down. 6 o'clock. And by 6 o'clock, they had shut down certain areas to where you couldn't get past the castle because they were setting up for the ending of the Happily Ever After for that night.
no, they did not have happy.
Oh, that's right. They were setting up.
They were setting up for the
stage show for the beginning of the actual event at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So by 6 o'clock, they had already closed off to where you couldn't go back towards where the back of the castle was. One thing, though, before we get too far ahead, if you're an annual pass holder, or if you already had a park ticket for Magic Kingdom and you had left and come back, or you were park hopping, if you don't want to wait in the line to get into the park and get your band at the same time, you can always go in to the left side and then go and get your band at one of the other locations. It's totally up to you. It depends on if you want to wait in line or if you don't want to wait in line.
And so this was one of the things we were actually talking about because, again, I follow the Facebook feeds a little bit more than you do.
I don't follow at all.
You don't follow at all. So that was kind of a hit or miss area too. I had some people say that the lines were too crazy. They had to wait. There were probably more people that said they got through really quickly with no problem. I saw it moving. I thought it was no. Now again, we went back to Tomorrowland. That's our usual spot.
Yep.
So we went in through the annual pass holder line, went to the left, made our way down Main Street, and went over to Tomorrowland and got everything there at Tomorrowland.
Yep. And then we just kind of chilled and
then we
walked
did
around.
everything. But I did notice that that line had already started on the right-hand side of the entrance of Magic Kingdom, and it was moving fairly smoothly. Just a lot of people. So, it kind of depends on how you want to handle things. If you want to get everything right then and there and not have to worry about it for the rest of the night, that's great. If you want to get in and you know exactly where you're going to, that's great too. It's all, it's just Disney. Everything is personal preference. One thing we found too is a lot of the stores this year are actually staying open later.
Yeah,
the stores are, but the food, good luck with that.
Yeah.
There were only two major, not sit-down restaurants. We're not going to talk about sit-down restaurants because I think a couple of the sit-downs you could get reservations, but the mobile order was down effective 6 o'clock, so you could not mobile order anything. You could get food at Pecos Bill
and Cosmic Rays.
And then Cosmic Rays. And Friar Nook. How they have that
over in Fantasyland, but I don't know if they had just sweets.
Food. I think that's just sweets.
Or if they had regular food as well.
Yeah. But one thing, so we went to Pecos Bill.
Yes. Unless you like spicy or like they had the menu was.
It was mainly tacos kind of stuff.
It was a special event menu for the Halloween party. And honestly, if you want to check out all the food options for that, please check out our friend's Goo to You. He did a whole video on all of the food options at Pecos Bill. If you want to see everything that they've got.
Well, he focused on the sweets.
Well, no, they did everything.
Oh, did they have everything?
Yeah, they had the burger too that I had.
Well, okay, so they focused on the specialties. So keep in mind, Pecos Bill did have non-specialty items, but they're more taco based. So if you're
the regular menu items,
they're more fajita taco kind of stuff. So Cosmic Rays, I think, is more hot dog hamburger based. So maybe if we had headed over in that direction, we would have gotten that. Yep. But just keep in mind, your food options are going to be limited.
Yeah. And Casey's was open too.
Oh, that's right. Casey's was open.
Casey's was open as well.
Casey's is on Main Street at the end of the shops.
Emporium.
Yeah. And that's hot dogs. So, but just keep in mind, you're not going to get the food options. So I read that you're used to. So I read a lot of people ate before they got there, so that way they could focus on the sweets. Again, just things that we learned as we continued on. that things we probably should have done before we went over. Again, the heat really, truly affected
It really messed everything
how
up.
we
But
approach this. So we're just being honest.
we still had fun.
We had fun.
We still had fun.
Yeah. You could have very easily. I looked at the wait times too, and I did some screenshots from Friday, so I'll try to stick them in here. But I also noticed this on Tuesday. Your wait times were not incredidly huge, even for rides like
And they moved fast.
Seven
I
Dwarfs,
think, what was it?
Haunted Mansion,
Haunted
or was
Mansion
it
said
Pirates?
they said Haunted Mansion was 40 minutes, maybe 25.
Yeah, if that. If that.
Is how fast we got through it.
Yeah. Same thing with Pirates. I think Pirates was 25. We maybe got through in
And I think they had,
15.
I think
They
they
moved it
definitely
pretty
moved
quickly.
faster than what it was saying.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind too. That you're going to move through the ride lines pretty quickly. I had one person. I remember I saw one person post that they got through, and this was towards the end of the night, so maybe around that 10:15 mark, because fireworks are at 10:15. They got through something like, it was like a 10-minute wait on Mine Ride, a 10-minute wait on Peter Pan, not even that. Walk on Small World, like they took that whole back area.
Now, when you say Mine Ride, you mean Big Thunder Mountain?
No, I am talking about Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Yes.
Okay.
Now, I think that is because 10:15 fireworks, and then
The parade is getting
the
ready
parade
to come through.
is coming through at 11:15, and right before the fire. Well, no, I'm trying to think. There was an 8:45, if I remember correctly. Sanderson Sisters, but then there's also a midnight. So the cool part is you can go on to My Disney Experience and you can see a lot of these times. There are certain things I am noticing that are not on the My Disney Experience that will be on the map that you won't get until that night. So just, you're gonna still want your map, not everything. It looks like this. It's very cute. Very 2023. Mickey's Not So Scary, and you got the 2020. Oops.
So,
Where's the camera there? The 2023 on the bottom.
And then
And then we've got our bags. You
And
get your
then-
bag.
so
You're gonna want this.
the boo. Let's boo. This is the same as last year, but then you have this is the back.
Yeah. And they were using scoopers to
Yes.
scoop in the candy.
So you got some
but
pretty
you're
generous
still
helpings
getting
of
some
candy.
generous helpings.
Yeah.
There are some people that got some really good loads of candy. And there's going to be 3 opportunities to see the Sanderson Sisters as you get closer to Halloween.
Yes.
The fireworks always remain the same, 10:15. The parade always remains the same, and that's 9 and 11:15. A lot less people during the 11:15 parade but it's the same parade. So if you can make it to 11:15, do it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You'll be able to see the ride.
If you
or
can
see
make
the parade.
if
at
you
that
can
point.
make it past the, I think was it the 10 or 10:15 fireworks.
Yeah.
If you can make it past that, the park is seen, because we were waiting for the boat to go back to the resort
During
during the fireworks, and as the fireworks ended, we saw a lot of people starting to
there
leave
was
the
a
park.
there was a good dump out.
And that was
after
like
the
10,
fire. That was
10:40,
10:30.
10:45. So you still have an hour and 15 minutes until the park closes. So if people are starting to leave, you might be able to get on those rides that you wanted to get on before, or maybe even those character meetings later in the evening once a lot of people seem to be leaving after the second fireworks show.
The one thing I noticed too on the My Disney Experience app, so you'll be able to plan a little bit better, is that they gave the specific times for some of the character meetings, because they do go in
They do
and
have to-
rest
they have to
and
take
come
a
back
break.
out. So that'll help you plan a little bit too, because you'll be able to see when their start times are, so that you can plan your evening around that. So you could go onto the My Disney app Experience now and be able to see all of that available. As for where to watch the parade, I saw one tip. The person was claiming to be a cast member, so we're going to assume that they are a cast member. I think it's a great tip. They said to watch the parade at the start, which is in Frontierland.
Yes.
And that is because when it's hot, like what we experienced, they will pull people from the parade
If they see that
if they see
struggling.
they need to and that they're struggling. So there is a possibility that by the time the parade gets to the hub and gets to Main Street, not all your
everybody might be
characters
there.
are out. So yeah, I did notice, so again, going back to our friend Goo to You, talking about he does, I'm sorry, he's not the one that had the full parade yet. I apologize.
Yeah, he
someone else
that,
did.
Yeah, someone else had it.
We noticed it seemed like everyone was there for Friday night's parade. So Tuesday, we don't know what happened. Again, with the heat and everything. But hopefully as it cools down, you won't have to worry about that as much. But I still think Frontierland is a pretty cool spot.
Yes, I think so too.
To see the parade. Now, I do know one other person posted that they found a spot on the corner of the hub going into Liberty Land where Liberty Square, where they had a perfect view of the stage for the Sanderson sisters, the fireworks, and then the parade. So I thought that was one of those things. It's kind of my bucket list spot now. If we, when we, I should say, when we go back, whether it's this year or next year or whatever, I do want to see if that really is a truly good spot. So if you're interested in what that spot is, let me know and I will pass on that information. Other than that, here's the thing, guys. When it comes down to the Halloween party, it's what you make of it. We went earlier because we were going to Disney to visit with some friends, enjoy some time away from the normal everyday humdrum. I can safely say I won't do August again for a very long time.
Yeah, you definitely.
For not just for the heat, but also school time in Georgia. It was really, it was a weird, we started school, we had some things going on, so August is just a really weird time for us personally to go, to get out of Georgia and head to Florida for that. But other than that, I would still say do the party. If it's one time a year, if it's once every 2 or 3 years, the party's not going to go anywhere.
No.
They did add some fun things this year.
Yes, they did add some fun things. Yes, they did.
Corella was there with Horace A. Jasper. I'm trying to think of who else they added. Corella with Horace and Jasper. There was one other villain. Oh, Ursula had
was in the parade.
Flotsam and
Jetsam
with her. So just some really cool little added features to the parade this year that were fun. But overall, I would still give Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party a total A+.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was a blast.
We met Jafar.
We did get to meet Jafar. I will post that picture. Yep. We did get to meet Jafar, and we got our family photo. That's the only family photo we got.
With Jafar.
Which was with Jafar. But again, we were just focused on really trying to enjoy the rides and just see how the experience was. And again, the heat really messed with you.
It just took it out of us.
Going back to the heat real quick, there's no way to beat it, folks. They're the only way. Drink plenty of water.
Drink tons of water.
I think we're still a day or so off of coming back from the trip, and we're still feeling drained. It's just, it's drink lots of water. Try to stay in the AC where you can. Cooling towels. The fans around your neck, I heard people say that they really don't work because you're just blowing hot air onto your neck. We had the little fans in front of us. I think they kind of worked from time to time, but
cooling towels are your best bet.
Cooling towels are probably your best bet. Lots of water.
If you can, bring a hat that you can just dunk in the water and put it on your head.
Yeah. The bucket hats are great to a certain point. They do any hat will get too hot. So if you can dunk it in water and put it on your head, you're good to go. Don't worry about what you look like. We don't care. It's Disney.
You're there to have fun. You're not there for a fashion show.
No.
Unless you're dressing up to the max.
Yeah.
Then make sure you have a way to cool down.
And have fun with that. Good luck.
Because there were some people that were in some pretty cool costumes.
Pretty cool costumes, but oh my.
Man, there was one guy dressed up as Sebastian, full body. And he had to have been...
That was a dedicated dad.
Yes, that was a dedicated...
That was a dedicated father.
Yeah, the whole family was a Little Mermaid character, and he was Sebastian.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
So, that guy out there, wow, kudos to you. I think that is like Dad of the Year or something. Because
you had to have been drenched in sweat
when everything was said and done, so... All right, well, I hope that answers some more of your Halloween questions. Of course, if you do have any more questions, you can always email us at jlvcollins17@gmail.com.
JLV.
what did I say? JLV Collins.
Oh, you did. Okay. I'm not listening
17
tonight.
at gmail.com. Please also feel free to comment below. Sorry, we're using a new camera, so comment below.
Like, subscribe,
notifications,
notification.
however that works.
Wherever you find them, please hit them.
Yep. And please subscribe to our channel, share
Yes,
with
please
your friends.
Share.
We want to help build a community. We want to hear from all of you. If you have any questions, if you want to hear more, please reach out to us, let us know, and we will do our best to answer them. So for tonight, I'm Lori.
And I'm Julian.
And we are going to bed. Good night.
Good night, everyone.